It's no secret that big companies do some shady things behind the scenes, and then they try to keep these out of the public eye for the most part. But sometimes things get out, or people say something and a bunch of things come out, and we're all sat here wondering, do I even want to support this company anymore? It's no secret from my last video that I don't like Crunchyroll. Oh, but Itsuki, you said you pay for Crunchyroll and that you tell your friends to do that and you're on their side or whatever. Yes, but I mainly said all of that so I could get them off my ass because I didn't want to get in trouble for piracy. I'm not really going to mention using illegal sites in today's vid, so I can go absolutely in on Crunchyroll and all the bad things that they've done. I'm going to talk about 4 major things from Crunchyroll's past, each kind of worse than the last. And no, these aren't old or anything. Most of this shit's recent. For number 1, I want you all to get your textbooks out because we're doing some history. Back in 2006, some Berkeley graduates decided to make a video sharing website as a little side passion project, on which East Asian shows that weren't normally accessible in the US at the time were uploaded. Pretty much unlicensed subbed fan content. Yeah, that's right. Crunchyroll, the current industry leader in anime streaming services in the West, started its humble beginning as what they seek now to destroy. What I find even funnier about all of this is they got like a $4 million investment from venture capital in 2008 to support the site's growth, but with all that money they still hosted unlicensed content for a while before coming fully clean between the end of 2008 and 2009, with a main turning point being them somehow scoring the rights to Naruto from TV Tokyo. Now, while all of this is kind of funny considering how hard Crunchyroll is on piracy nowadays, it's definitely not the worst thing they've done by far. So let's get on to number 2, the treatment of voice actors. Let's go back to 2022. The year that I cried the most. A few weeks before Mob Psycho Season 3 began airing, the English dub VA for Mob, Kyle McCarley, released a YouTube video followed by a Twitter thread explaining why he couldn't be returned to Mob Psycho. I highly suggest that you go watch his video, and I'll link it somewhere in the vid so you can see his side of everything, but I'll sum it up real quick. Essentially, Crunchyroll didn't want to do the show on a SAG-AFTRA union contract. So SAG-AFTRA essentially is a union for VAs that basically represents them and kind of covers them. This is sort of my understanding of it. I might be wrong. Anyway, so Crunchyroll refused to do that, not wanting to do it through a union with Kyle. To which SAG-AFTRA and Kyle proposed having a discussion with Crunchyroll about some terms for a non-union contract. He was open to doing a non-union contract. I'd consider this a very generous proposal, as Kyle had said he normally would turn down any non-union contracts. So what does Crunchyroll do? They turn him down and replace his voice with someone else. Now, if this was like a random background character, this wouldn't be that much to talk about. But we're talking about the English voice of Shigeo Kageyama, literally the main character of the show. Now, you may think that's it. But unfortunately, no. As with this news spreading across Twitter, we saw quite a few VAs from Jujutsu Kaisen 0 posting about being paid a mere $150 for their role in the movie. To put that into perspective, I looked up how much a minor background character would make in a Disney movie, and lo and behold, the amount is generally a few thousand or even up to $10,000 depending on the size of the movie. This is up to 60 times the amount of what these JJK0 VAs were getting paid. And the fact that Jujutsu Kaisen 0 was a $30 million movie, with the series literally being a cultural phenomenon, a show that even non-anime fans checked out, and literally winning Anime of the Year in 2023. This is pretty low, Crunchyroll. Now, before you think this is all they've done to voice actors, let's get on to number 3, mail theft. We're getting into some serious shit here, with this actually being a huge crime with extremely high punishments in the US. So what's the story? David Wald is an English dub VA and ADR director. You probably know him for his roles in Fairy Tail, Akame ga Kill, and even Attack on Titan, with him also directing numerous English dub series such as Love Stage and Bloom Into You. In October of last year, David would post on Twitter saying this: "Dear friends, if you sent me anything care of Funimation or Crunchyroll in the last 5 years, I apologize, I didn't get it. I learned yesterday that Crunchyroll opened my private mail, threw away your letters, and passed out any included items to their staff." So basically, Crunchyroll's management side had received the mail and decided to just open them and hand them out to their staff. A number of tweet replies followed this are honestly really sad, seeing fans thinking that Wald just didn't like the mail he was getting and that's why he didn't respond. Within these replies, Wald would also state that he had cut ties with Crunchyroll, with him officially announcing his ceasing collaboration the following month, even stepping away from his role in Fairy Tail because of it. With these being just a few public cases of voice actor mistreatment, I can only imagine what there would be behind the scenes. So now we know Crunchyroll has mistreated their voice actors. Let's talk about what they've done to the users. Yeah, that's you. Now, before I get on to the 4th and final point of the video, I want to just quickly mention something that went down somewhat recently on Crunchyroll, which is the removal of the comment section. Now, this on its own is not really great, but surely Crunchyroll has a good reason. Nope, they were just too lazy to improve moderation. Essentially, there was a gay romance anime airing, and because of this, people went out of their way to leave hateful, homophobic comments and bad reviews under the show. I honestly find this disgusting and honestly made me lose a little bit of hope in the anime community after hearing this. But Crunchyroll's response is almost just as bad. All they would have needed to do was implement better moderation for hate comments to prevent this in the future. But instead, they took the cop-out route and just removed the whole comment section. Fans were not happy about this, as it was a main appeal of Crunchyroll as a platform. It was to me, at least. I thought that was really cool that they had a comment section. Anyway, now that I've sort of touched on that, I'm sorry if I didn't go in as much depth as I could have, but let's get on to number 4, selling user data. In 2022, Crunchyroll was hit with a class action lawsuit because the company had violated the Video Privacy Protection Act because they shared Crunchyroll subscribers' personal identifiable information with third-party companies, these including big companies like Meta, Google, and Adobe. All of this, of course, without user consent. Now, while Crunchyroll did deny these claims, they actually agreed to settle for $16 million to fund a compensation for affected users, and also to avoid dragging out the legal action and paying more money. Users were able to put in a claim for compensation if they had subscribed to Crunchyroll during this somewhat specific window of time, and could be entitled to up to $30 of compensation. Yippee. This amount would vary based on the amount of people who filed claims, and I can't really find how they actually were granted the money, as I didn't have a Crunchyroll account at the time. I also don't know what doing the claims was like, but if anyone does know, anyone filed a claim or something, please let me know, because I want to know how it went down. So basically, what Crunchyroll is saying is, oh, sorry we sold your data, but don't worry, it was worth about $30, so this should cover it, bro. Like, what? Crunchyroll only settled because they didn't want to spend any more money dragging out the lawsuit, not because they care about their users, because that compensation is minuscule. The $16 billion wouldn't even leave its current amount of subscribers with $2 each if everyone was compensated today. This overall just closes this story off by emphasizing Crunchyroll does not care about their voice actors and their privacy, and the same goes for you, buddy. You're just another statistic or set of data that they can profit off. Anyway, I hope I enlightened you guys some of the reasons I hate Crunchyroll, and why maybe you should too. In any case, I'm gonna go spend the $25 that I got for selling my ID, birth certificate, and passport. I'll see you guys later.
What? Can you teach me how to dirty? You know why? 'Cause all the bitches